Hi, this is a book review video. I am reviewing the Super Arduino step-by-step instructions to build cool gadgets. The author is Kenneth Hawthorne, and I am a book reviewer. I have been for years. I get sent books all the time to review. I turn down about probably 90% of the ones that I'm asked to do. But when I got offered this one, I was so excited. And I was like, yeah, I would definitely love to read that book. The thing is, I am always busy. I'm always looking for new things, new hobbies. And a while back, probably a year or so ago, I bought an Arduino kit. And it came with all kind of parts and everything. It came with instructions and step-by-step walkthrough. But I was so frustrated with it. The diagrams were not easy to follow. The instructions were not easy. It seemed to assume certain knowledge already that the user would have that I did not. I needed a true beginner book or instruction manual. And so when this was offered to me to review, I accepted it because, you know, when I'm reviewing a book, it comes to me for free. And I said it's not hurting anything, because if I still can't learn from this book, then at least it hasn't cost me any money. Well, I've been so happy with this book. I wanted to do a quick video. I've worked my way through some of the projects already, and the first one in this book is also the first one that I tried and failed in the instructions that came with my Arduino kit, and it was just the simple making an LED light blink. And anybody who knows Arduino and knows programming and electronics already is probably laughing or rolling their eyes that I couldn't even figure that part out. But I mean, that's how much of a newbie I am to this. This kind of stuff is very far outside of my wheelhouse, and it's just something that I have to work hard at, whereas for others it might come easy. Just like for me, reading, grammar, spelling, punctuation comes so easy to me. When I'm reading something and I see things with grammar errors, it's like it's highlighted because it's just so easy for me, but English is hard for a lot of people, so we all have our certain skill sets, and doing the type of things in this book does not come easy to me. This is not in my skill set, if that makes sense. So I went through all that to tell you that this has been definitely a book that does break it down step by step for someone that is a complete beginner, a complete newbie like me. Now, if you want to buy all of the parts and everything that's needed to do every single task in this book, you're going to shell out a pretty penny. But for the most part, after you've bought the initial hardware and stuff, a lot of it you can use again later for other projects. So I guess as with any hobby, you are going to invest some money in it at first. So I'm going to attempt I've been working through the book project by project. And I don't do that for every book that I get asked to review, but I'm just really enjoying this one. And so I've been working through project by project, and so I'm going to do one of them on camera. It's the next one that I haven't gotten to yet, and no, I haven't done it before. I'm going to be doing it in real time, filming it, and so that you can see how easy it is, according to the instructions in this book, to learn the Arduino. Alright, I had to pause the camera for a minute because I could not get my Arduino to work. Like, I plugged it up to my computer, tried to run the BOOK program, and I couldn't get it to work, so I thought I was doing something wrong with the program. And so I went through the whole thing of setting up like the blinking LED with the breadboard and everything, and it just turned out that my USB that was plugged into my computer wasn't pushed all the way in. So I feel dumb for that now, but it's turned on, it's working, it's running the BOOK program. So now I want to get back to the project. Alright, in this book it says from plug 12 on the Arduino, but my BOOK program is set up to do from plug 13. Alright, this one to ground, and even though this book says 13, I'm going to put it in, no, the book says 12, I'm going to put it in 13 because that's what my BOOK program is set up to do. Now the only thing left to do is to plug this thing up into the wall and then plug a lamp into it and see if I'm just nervous because I don't know if I'm about to like blow a fuse, but we'll see. Alright guys, I have a confession to make. It's been a little bit of time from the last footage you saw till now. I hit a roadblock with this and couldn't figure out what to do, and then I moved on to some other projects to give myself some time to, to get some distance from this and then come back to it. I think I know what I couldn't figure out, what I was doing wrong. And if it is that simple, I feel really stupid. But I did talk to the author, and he's been very nice and helpful, and really seems to have that teaching mentality of really wanting to help you learn. And since he wrote this book, and it is meant to be, for beginners, then he said that he was really interested in my feedback as far as what parts of this that I'm getting hung up on, so that I don't know if he's planning to make like a sequel or a revised edition, maybe of this down the road, but if he can understand what beginners are struggling with, then, that would help him. And so I'm definitely a beginner here, and I think I know what I was doing wrong and why I couldn't figure this out before. So let me just go ahead and try and take a look. Alright, so take this out. Alright, so yeah, I emailed him that I was having trouble with the connection. Somewhere along the line there was trouble with the connection where the power wasn't getting to the lamp that I was trying to plug up, and my understanding of how this works was not, like, I was having trouble understanding this part. And when I emailed him, he said, well, it's supposed to go all the way through, and I was literally trying to like stick it all the way through, make it come out this side. Well, it doesn't do that. I mean, it doesn't go all the way through and come out the other side, so I was very confused about what was supposed to be happening. In the book it says, that this part you can use a screwdriver to open and close it, but there's no explanation of why we might need to do that, and that's where I think I was getting hung up on. So I'm putting the wire in there, and I'm going to close it down to where it's pinching it, so now I can't easily pull it out. Because before, I was sticking it in there and leaving it in there, like, just sticking it in as far as I could and then leaving it, but as you can see, it just easily pops out. And I was like, well, what's going on with that? It's not staying in. I don't seem to have a connection. There's power not getting to, you know, to the lamp to turn it on. So I didn't know what I was doing wrong. And then I figured out that maybe I'm supposed to be putting it in there and then making it clamp down and hold it. That was not specifically stated in the instructions. It just says, you know, that you can take a screw and you can open and close it. And it even shows, let me show you. It shows in the book a picture of that piece where one is open and one is shut. But there's no explanation of why I would need or want to do that. I guess it was self-explanatory. I guess it seems self-explanatory to the author, and probably seems self-explanatory to literally everybody but me, because I really am a complete newbie when it comes to anything like this. And so now that those are in there, good and tight. Alright, this is the positive side of the plug, and it says from pin 12 on the Arduino. This is small, so where's 12? 12 is right here. I think my Blink program in my Arduino is tied to pin 13, but I'm going to go ahead and plug it up right now the way the instructions say, and if it doesn't work, I'm going to move that plug to plug 13, because I think that's how mine is programmed right now. And then this one needs to go in the ground pin, which is right here. Now I need to open my computer and get to the Blink program. And there's my Blink program. Well, I have it written for an LED in 13, 12, and 11. So maybe it'll be fine. I'm just going to use it as it is. It's working, because I don't know if you can see it, but it's blinking right there. So now, if I've done it right, I should be able to run the lamp. Alright, so now the only thing left to do is to plug this up to the wall, and I just realized I'm nowhere near a wall plug, so I'm about to have to move my computer and everything. I've got it plugged up to the wall. That's my relay plugged up to the wall, and here we are. Here's my lamp. If everything is working right, I should just push this button here on the relay and the lamp will come on. Let's try to get it all in the shot. Okay. Alright, if I did it right, if it's working, the lamp will come on. And it's blinking! Yay! I did it! Alright, so this just goes to show that I am a complete newbie when it comes to working with electronics, and that I need things spelled out to me down to a level that is very self-explanatory to most people apparently, but to me, I needed it explained to me that I was supposed to screw that down to where it clamped onto those wires. That's what hung me up before, and it's such a very simple thing, and it's something that people that are used to doing electronics would automatically know and wouldn't need to be told how to do. But a book for beginners, apparently that's how easy I need it to be. I am so excited to move forward doing some more projects out of this book. I plan to work through every single project in this book and then move on to other Arduino projects, because I'm loving the idea of not only building something, but actually programming it to do different things. This is amazing to me. I love it. Look forward to more videos from me on this. See you later.